Welcome back everyone, and welcome back to World Warship. And today I've been thinking, why not talk about torpedoes? Yes, tier 9 and tier 10 torpedo. In my opinion, Yugumo has one of the scariest and hard-hitting torpedoes in this game at tier 9. And I'm talking about not those regular torpedoes which I have right now. They're okay, do 20,900, which is pretty hard-hitting for tier 9, right? The problem with those torpedoes, guys, are its detection is 1.7 kilometers. I do highly recommend this 12 kilometers. They are more workable, 67 knots, 12 kilometers, and they will do massive 23,767. But it's still, guys, the torpedo detection range 1.7. Not bad, but not wow either. And before I'm gonna say too much, let's go to Fletcher. So in my opinion, Fletcher has one scary, I'm talking about the upgraded Torps, 66 knots, 10.5 kilometers. And what's so special about, I'm talking about hard hitting Torps. That's the main goal, to talk about torpedo hard. 1.4, so 1.4, and those torpedo will do 19,000 damage roughly at the maximum damage, 19,000. And the detection is 1.4. all right, so those two, in my opinion, I do believe it's one of the best tier 9 destroyers. I'm talking about hard hitting and fast. You can argue that German, but you know what, let's go all the way to the German ones, because why not? Touch 3, and we take the German tier 10. So you comparing tier 9 versus a tier 10, exactly, Z52. What kind of torpedo they do have? 14,400, 67 knots, 10 kilometers, that's the stock one. And you have here also 14,000, but they're a whole lot faster, 69 knots, 10.5. Now let's say what kind of detection you are talking about. 1.4 kilometers. This is a tier 10, right? I do believe it's time to all you guys to probably save your credits and money, because you might need that in Pan Asia destroyer will come. What do you think at tier 9? I'm not talking about tier 10. I'm talking about tier 9 Pan Asia's torpedo hit. There will be two kinds. One regular standard with hit anyone, like, you know, today's live version. Any ships that you send, they will hit destroyers or any ship. But the Pan Asian will have, of course, two different types. One regular standard torpedo and one deep water. Deep water torpedo will not hit and harm any destroyers in this game, just battleships, cruiser, and aircraft carrier. This tier 10, okay, fast reload, I understand that, but they will do roughly 14,400 maximum damage, so they are not hard hitting. Imagine yourself a Pan Asia with roughly really good speed, 67 knots, or 66 or 67 knots. So the speed are definitely there, and not 10 kilometers but 10.5 will do 24,500, so 10,000 more damage than this tier 10, and I'm talking about tier 9 Pan Asia destroyer. But you pay with a price that you cannot harm any destroyers. Only they are made for battleship, cruisers, and big ships. And then, of course, I cannot forget, you have 10 torpedoes will do maximum damage, 24,500. So more or less exactly plus 10,000 more damage than this Z52. Yeah. And I was just covering tier 9. How about tier 10? Of course, the tier 10 will have even faster and longer range, and I do believe that Pan Asia's flavor is to target big ships only with those deep water. I kind of forgot one thing. Let's go to the most hard-hitting torps in this game of I'm talking about Japan and Shimakaze. In the near future, Shimakaze will not be the most scariest ship to face. If you are a battleship, there'll be a tier 9, tier 10 Pan-Asian destroyers. I'm telling you exactly what I mean. Guys, those are crap because they are 20 kilometers, but they are slow and the detection are no good piece of crap. Those one are 12 kilometers. This is the one I highly recommend in Shima because F3 Torps, it's sometimes YOLOing 67 knots. It's alright, but imagine a torpedo even faster than 67 knots. Talking about the tier 10 Pan-Asian destroyer, deep water, and torpedoes are detection by range by 1.7. I'm talking about the Shima Torps. Imagine yourself at 0.7 or 0.8 in detection. My question, if you think you can dodge Shima Torps, you might right. But imagine a Shima Torps which will do more damage. Yes, you heard me right, more than 23,000 damage, which will be slightly faster than 60. What's the speed of this Torps? It's the 67 knots. How about slightly faster? How about 68 knots? And how about detection, not 1.7 kilometers by sea, by half of that, which basically means, guys, that you will have half of the time to react versus a Shima Torp. Because they are faster and because they do slightly more damage, you're screwed as a battleship. You don't have time to react. But they are only made for BB cruisers and of course aircraft carrier only. And something else I kind of forgot about to mention, the Pan-Asian's flavor. They cannot be spotted by airplane or by your spotter plane or by your fighter plane, because they are deep in the water. They are fast as hell and they do most damage. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, at tier 5, tier 6, tier 9, they do most damage of any other destroyer in this game. So they will hit, and they will hit you hard. You see, a Pan-Asian destroyer does not need to hit you with 5 torps to take you down. Even if you're the mighty Kurfos with 109,000 damage, HP pool. No. Yeah. Of course, Shima is still Shima with 15 torpedoes. But what I'm trying to say, this is the reason I put in this video, it's that the biggest hard-hitting torps in this game will not be the Japanese ones. Because they don't have the stealth, you have still some options that you can dodge a little bit. It's still 1.7 kilometers away, but imagine faster torps than Shima's, and you have half of the time to react, and they will do even more damage. Yeah, I do believe, honestly to God, that Pan-Asian destroyers are made for take down the battleships, especially captains. But it's not about selling straight or not, because they are so ridiculous fast and they are so hard hitting no matter what you do. And by the way, at tier 9 it's 10.5 kilometers torpedo range. At tier 10 it's 13.5 kilometers range. So yeah, the king of taking down the battleships, in my opinion, it's over for Shima. Yes, you still have the most ridiculous torpedo power, but they are not the fastest, and they are not the most hard-hitting torps in this game, because the new Pan-Asian line will come with even better torpedoes and better everything else. I know I'm kind of rude, but it is what it is. I'll tell you more tomorrow, guys, what all about the tier 8, 9 and 10 destroyer from Pan-Asia, what their flavor and what's make them so kind of a special. And honestly, I do believe they have the whole package. They have the stealth, they have concealment, and of course they have the goddamn best smoke in this game, together with the US vessel and the most hard-hitting torps of any nation in this game. Thanks guys for watching, and always captains fair seas, and goodbye.